A developing story in Arlington where some people are trying to come to grips with what they witnessed at a salon. Police are calling it a murder-suicide.
Timon pulled out a gun. What happened next sent shockwaves through the entire salon. She shot William multiple times while he sat helpless in that chair.
Officers started canvassing the salon and found a 37-year-old man who was a customer dead with multiple gunshot wounds. A motive is still unclear, but police say they have learned that the two were previously in a romantic relationship.
And Tanya Iser just heard from some of the witnesses who feared for their lives.
In his personal life, William had found love with Timon Michelle Williams.
A bystander recorded the moment police arrived on scene and entered the building. Officers say the woman had tried to leave, but when she saw police, she ran back inside and shot herself.
In the heart of Dallas, Texas, lived a man who seemed to have it all figured out.
Active shooter response at the spa.
The call came in just after 10:15 Friday morning.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety.
This is Drew, and I'd like to welcome you back to Real Talk Media One. Today we're going to talk about a tragedy that went on a couple of days ago in Austin, Texas, and it went on between a couple. The guy's name that got killed was Todd Austin, and the woman's name was Michelle Williams. Seems like this was basically an estranged relationship where he had told her he didn't want to have anything to do with her and cut off, got him somebody else, and it ended up costing him his life. Let's talk about it.
To a strip shopping center on South Cooper Street, normally a quiet spot in South Arlington.
Somebody came in and shot a client.
Mario Ibarra works there. Inside one of the suites, he and others say the man who died was in the chair, getting a haircut.
William Todd Austin, 37 years old, was the kind of person who turned heads when he walked into a room. He wasn't just successful, he was the real deal. The founder and CEO of Credit Champs, a credit repair company that was changing lives across Texas. William wasn't your typical businessman. He came from Kansas City, Missouri, graduated from Westport High School, but made North Texas his kingdom. His company, Credit Champs, wasn't just another business venture. It was his mission.
Sunday, September 22nd, I'm going to be at the grand opening of the Empire Training Institute. Make sure I pull up the support and meet other people that's trying to win just like you. Let's go.
William taught people how to fix their credit, how to build their financial future, how to become champions of their own destiny.
A bystander recorded the moment police arrived on scene and entered the building. Officers say the woman had tried to leave, but when she saw police, she ran back inside and shot herself.
The results spoke for themselves.
We deleted 51 items from this client's credit report. They went up 154 points on Equifax, 235 points on TransUnion, and 131 points on Experian. Let's get to it.
William was passionate about helping people avoid the mistakes that could ruin their financial future.
Do not buy a CPN. Instead, use that money to invest into credit repair. We can remove an eviction off your credit report so that you can go get approved for a house or apartment in your own name. Let's go.
He was known around town, popular, respected. His luxurious lifestyle showed on social media. Recent trips to Miami, expensive cars, designer clothes, but more than the flashy lifestyle, William was known as a mentor, a teacher, someone who genuinely cared about lifting others up. And in his personal life, William had found love with Timon Michelle Williams. She was 37, ambitious, and they seemed perfect together.
We're going to stop right here. You hear this? This guy right here sound like he had kind of figured it out. Bottom line is that's not what's being portrayed here. It sounds like this was a legitimate businessman. You know, him and his baby mama and got together, and it seemed like she helped him out, and they built the business. Sound like the American dream. But sound like it all just took a wrong turn, you know, when he decided, you know, he didn't want to deal with no more foolishness and cut her loose.
They even had a beautiful child together, a son who was the light of William's life. Timon wasn't just his girlfriend. She was involved in his business world too. Their relationship looked solid from the outside. But something was changing. Something dark was brewing beneath the surface that nobody could see coming. William and Timon's relationship started hitting rough patches. The successful business empire William had built, the respect he commanded in the community, the financial freedom he enjoyed, none of it could fix what was broken between them.
Now, did y'all hear that? Lady said that's the business that he had built. Now, I'm sure she may have helped him. Seemed like she might have was at the desk, setting appointments or whatnot. But they clearly said it's a man that's supposed to doing everything that women say they want a man to do. And he still wasn't good enough, ended up losing his life, messing with the wrong woman.
After some irreconcilable differences, William made a decision that would change everything. He called Timon. The conversation was short, direct, and devastating. William told her he was no longer interested in continuing their relationship, but Timon wasn't having it. She wasn't ready to let go. What started as a conversation became messy, very messy. William tried to move on with his life. He had a business to run, people depending on him, a son to think about. In his mind, the relationship was over and it was time to focus on the future. He even started seeing someone new. William thought he could just close that chapter and start fresh.
Stop right there. This is where I got to interject. This is when you know you've gotten involved with the wrong woman, because most women, especially if they feel like they were there with you in the trenches and, they helped build you up or whatnot, even if they didn't help, they could have been, getting in the way all the time, telling you, hey, this ain't gonna work. You need to get a real job. They could have been, doing everything they could do to basically keep you from succeeding. If you fool around and luck up and succeed, they figure just because they've been with you, you owe them. And you're not gonna just leave them, and go and upgrade. They're not having that, especially our women.
But Timoni had other plans. The breakup had hit her hard, really hard. While William was moving forward, Timon was spiraling backward. She couldn't accept that the man she loved, the father of her child, the person she had built dreams with, was just walking away. The thought of him being happy with someone else was eating her alive.
A bystander recorded the moment police arrived on scene and entered the building. Officers say the woman had tried to leave, but when she saw police, she ran back inside and shot herself. Shooter died later at the hospital, both just 37 years old. 2 lives, gone in seconds. Police say the two once had a romantic relationship, and tonight they're still working to understand why it ended in tragedy.
Now, I'm listening to the way this lady is narrating the story, and I'm sure, the woman, maybe she was hurt, when he decided he didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. I get it. We all been through that. But the bottom line is, they're making it seem like, it was a tragedy, he done something wrong. Women are quick to tell us men that, hey, I've outgrown you, I'm ready to upgrade, you're boring, I want somebody else, I don't want you no more. And as a man, we're supposed to just accept that and go ahead on. But see, it's like when the shoe hit on the other foot, it just don't hit the same. Women don't take rejection very well at all. Us men, we supposed to just man up. That's a quick thing they tell us. We got the right to turn you down, and you shouldn't feel no kind of way about it. But like I said, when it's the other way around, they ain't trying to hear that.
What William didn't know was that Timon was developing a plan, a deadly plan that would make sure if she couldn't have him, nobody could. William had an appointment that morning, something simple, something he did regularly. He was going to get a haircut at the Salon and Spa Galleria on South Cooper Street. The Salon and Spa Galleria is a busy place with dozens of independent suites. Hairstylists, barbers, nail technicians, all kinds of beauty professionals worked there. William was a regular customer. He knew the staff, they knew him. It was supposed to be a safe space, a normal part of his routine. At around 10:17 a.m., William walked into the salon. He settled into the barber chair, ready for a simple haircut, just another Thursday morning. But Timon knew exactly where he was. She had been watching, waiting, planning. She knew his schedule, knew his habits, knew where he would be and when. And on this morning, she was ready to execute her plan. Timon walked into the Salon and Spa Galleria, heading straight to the back where the barbershop suites were located. Timon pulled out a gun. What happened next sent shockwaves through the entire salon. She shot William multiple times while he sat helpless in that chair. The sound of gunshots echoed through the building. People started screaming, running, trying to understand what was happening. The barber who had been cutting William's hair was traumatized, too shaken to even speak about what he had witnessed. Other salon workers rushed outside, crying, trying to process the horror they had just seen. But Tamane wasn't done yet. As sirens got closer and Arlington police officers arrived at the scene, she tried to leave the building. But when she saw the police, she made a final, devastating decision. Rather than face the consequences of what she had done, rather than think about their sons who would now grow up without their father, Tamane went back inside the salon and ended it all. When the police finally entered the building, they found a scene that would haunt everyone involved. William Todd Austin was found lying unresponsive inside the salon with multiple gunshot wounds. He was declared dead at the scene. Tamane Williams was also found with a gunshot wound, but she was still clinging to life. She was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The news spread like wildfire through the Dallas-Fort Worth community.
This is a hard video to do. It's kind of hard for me to even put in words how messed up this is. That a man had to die because he didn't want to be with a woman anymore. Now, obviously, we don't know what went on behind closed doors, so I don't try to make assumptions on stuff like that. But the bottom line is, what she did was a premeditated act. She had time to calm herself down when she got up that morning knowing where he was going to be, got her gun, loaded it up, got in the car, drove to the salon where he was getting his hair cut at, got out the car, walked inside, pulled the gun out, and basically aimed it at him and started shooting. She had plenty of time to turn back. That's why I always tell you guys, you gotta be careful who you hit your wagon to. A lot of these women, I'll be honest, you know, they talk a lot of trash about us men, and we know a lot of us men crazy. We know this. You know, it's well documented. It's been all over TV. We've been bashed all to pieces for the last 50 to 60 years. You know, just only recently, probably in the last 5 to 10 years, have men gotten a voice where they could basically voice their grievances somewhere other than just the barbershop. And now it's a situation where we're starting to see that mental illness is running rampant amongst our women. We know, like I said, we know a lot of men do that too. It's very rare in the past that we would hear about, you know, a woman picking up a gun and basically hunting a man down and going to kill him just because he didn't want to be with her anymore. I don't know if it's something in the food, you know, all of these things they're putting in the hair, the BBLs. I don't know what it is, something going on, but it seems like the mental health of our women, it seems to be just going straight off the rocker. And I know the first thing women will say, hey, men do it too. We understand it, but we're not talking about men. It's just not a story about a man that went in and shot his baby mama. That's not what this is. This is the other way around. So this is what we're talking about today.
How could someone so successful, so well-known, so respected be gunned down during something as simple as a haircut? How could a relationship that seems so normal from the outside turn into such a nightmare? His Credit Champs company had changed countless lives. His mentoring had inspired new entrepreneurs. His success story had shown others what was possible. William's death revealed the hidden dangers that can lurk in any relationship. On the surface, everything looked perfect. A successful businessman, a beautiful family, a thriving company. But underneath, jealousy, obsession, and an inability to let go had been growing into something deadly. Tamane's decision to end both their lives rather than accept the end of their relationship showed the devastating power of unchecked emotions.
I do want to take you back to this morning when the shooting occurred. There's social media video circulating that shows the moments that officers arrived at the Salon and Spa Galleria off South Cooper Street in Arlington around 10:15 with their guns drawn. That's because when they pulled up to the scene, they say that their suspect, a 37-year-old woman, was trying to leave the building. When she saw the officers, she shot herself and later died. Immediately, officers started canvassing the salon and found a 37-year-old man who was a customer dead with multiple gunshot wounds. A motive is still unclear, but police say they have learned that the two were previously in a romantic relationship.
Basically, you know, things had gotten intolerable. He decided, hey, I don't want to be with you anymore. And he decided, hey, it's time for me to go. And she wasn't having that, especially when she seen him with that new Lamborghini and got another woman in it. Most women, especially our women, they can't keep their emotion in check. They may not want you, but they look at it as once mine, always mine. And you don't get to be happy without me. But I think the thing that kind of hit me the most is what our women are actually putting online about this man, trying to say that, you know, how rotten he was and all the stuff he done to this woman, like that justified her going in there premeditated and basically killing this man. Let's listen at it right quick.
Saw what was reported on the news, but this right here is what women have already started to report online. Look at what they're saying about this man, that he was on the down low and gave his girlfriend slash baby mama HIV. And you have even more from these women right here saying, let's be clear, this is an allegation. He did give her HIV. He stole her business ID, exposed her credit info on the black market, neglected their child, had 9 other kids, and was abusive. After everything he put her through, she snapped, and now he's gone.
It's unfortunate that these relationships keep ending in tragedy. They keep ending in loss. They keep ending in kids not having parents. It's unfortunate that men are living double lives.
Y'all hear this? Now it's unfortunate men living double lives, this, that, and the other. They make it sound like he went in there and killed his old lady. That's not what happened. She went in there and killed him. And you can't sit here and act like there's some type of plausible excuse for what this woman did. But let's go ahead and finish this up.
And living their truth. It's unfortunate that women overlook red flags and things that we notice, whether it's him cheating with a man, him cheating with a woman. It's unfortunate, you know, like that these situations just keep on happening over and over and over.
So I'm gonna leave the screenshots in this video, but she did not have HIV. That is a rumor that someone put out to gain clout.
Did y'all hear what this woman said? Basically, it sounds like, in all honesty, they're trying to besmirch this man's name. Man ain't even got in the grave, ain't even got in the ground yet. And now all of a sudden, when he was living, you know, he was like doing everything he's supposed to do, but as soon as he died, you know, they, you know, rather than let the man rest in peace and say, hey, you know, that man shouldn't have died like that. Now they're trying to say he gave her AIDS, he had all these kids, this, that, and the other. That woman ain't went through all that because he was a rotten man. She felt like she was losing something that she wanted to hold on to. That's what I'm seeing. Women are allowed to be able to lose control and in some cases take it to the ultimate as far as being able to kill somebody. And instead of society holding them responsible and said, hey, you know, they were wrong, they shouldn't have done that. The first thing it seems like that most women, especially our women, starting to do is start making excuses for why, you know, a woman did what she did. Like everything that a woman does is a man's fault. She has no culpability. She has no type of responsibility only because she's a woman. They're trying to say that, you know, he took her business idea, he took her money, he gave her AIDS, he got kids all over the place, this, that, and the other. I don't like seeing, you know, the dead besmirched like that. I don't, because none of this stuff has been proven and none of it was relevant, even if it was or wasn't when the man was alive. But just because a woman did the killing, all of a sudden the man had to be the one that did something wrong. Guys, please be careful on who you decide you hit your wagon to, because I promise you that will be the most important decision that you'll ever make in your entire life.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently